Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while since I've posted anything. It has just been really crazy busy this semester, much more so than last semester, and I feel like I'm drowning a little bit, but you know what, we all need a break, and I really do miss posting on YouTube. So I wanted to do a quick update here, and I wanted to share with you sort of like an apartment update. I posted an apartment tour last August 2025 when I moved to Philadelphia, and I have like a couple things that I did update here. You probably have seen it already when I do my videos, but I haven't specifically spoken about it. So I thought, you know what, let's have some fun. Let's do an updated apartment tour. Some of the things that I really have liked, what has worked well and what hasn't worked out since I've been living here for about 8 months now. It actually has flown by really quickly, and living by myself, living alone, you know, is this amount of space sufficient? And would I recommend this to someone who is also, you know, going to school perhaps and just need a space that's quiet, that's cozy, that's clean, that's somewhat close to school? Yeah, so I thought, why not do a video? So I'm gonna start from the front door, and we're just gonna make our way out to the rest of the apartment. It really is kind of like a shoebox. Honestly, it's very small, so there's really not so much to show, but it's still a very cozy place that I really enjoy for myself. So I wanted to show you some of the updates I made, and yeah, I'm gonna try to link the items if I can find them, the things that I do like, in the description here below. But if I can't, I'm sure you're able to find something very similar on Amazon, because I did get a lot of these from Amazon. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Okay folks, so I'm just starting out here from the front door. I don't think I had this door decorated last time when I did my apartment tour, but this is the front door. My space, I believe it's about 450 or either 440 to 460. I'm gonna put it in the description so you know, but it's a small little space, but still pretty cozy. If you decorate it a certain way, there's still pretty good space. But yeah, I just have here, these are just faux leaves. When my husband came to visit me the second time around before I decorated, he's like, you know, you look like you're living in a forest. But you know, honestly, I love green. Green's one of my favorite colors right now, and I just think that it brings a lot of liveliness to the space. I do have a wreath here. I know, yes, you typically put wreaths on the other side of the door, but honestly, I'm in here most of the time and I want to look at my wreath, so I put the wreath on the inside of the door. A little non-traditional, but it works out. I think we had this previously. It's just like a little poster here. And then this is my little shoe situation going on here. It's a shoe rack, but it also has these little areas here where you could hang like your bags, your keys, your hats, and everything. So I really love this. This I did get off Amazon. It was a pretty decent price. I think it was less than 100. It's worked really well. Of course, these items are like, you know, they're not going to be something you want to have like, it probably might not be good after 10 years, but all I need it for is 15 months. So this is perfect for me. And it's just worked really well. I know it looks kind of funky down here, but it's because it did come with like a little strip of light, which I didn't want. And my husband had installed that. So I just like tore it off, and there's just like sticker, like the sticky thing stuck to it, but I just ignore it. So let's not look too much into that. These are just like little Lego things I have. This is from one of my former colleagues, and it's just like cute little things. Photos here, and then just a little decorations around. This is like a diffuser. I got this from Costco, I think. They're really great. This I love. This is from it's not from Lego, but it's like a Lego knockoff, I guess you could say. I got this when my friends were visiting Philly. It's Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell, and it's just, you know, really reminiscent. I like to put things that matter a lot here, so hence this decoration. Yeah, these are just extra candles, but I really do like this little shelf situation here, just because you do have room to fit like all your keys, your essentials, whatever you need. These are, again, like not the most sturdy. It's, you know, honestly a little flimsy, but for the intent and purpose of what I need it for, it works really well. And then apologies for my little recycling bag here, but yeah, I just put like my shoes here, and it works really well. I did need a printer, so this space works really well to house my printer. I would not recommend sitting on here. I don't think it's that, you know, sturdy, but for a printer, I think it works really well. So the fact that there's like a little nook here, it makes it nice to kind of store some of these items that I would need before going out. And then on the opposite side, I just have a floor length mirror. I got this from Wayfair, and I want to say it was between $60 to $80. It was not too expensive, and it works really well. I lean it against the wall, but there's like a little kickstand down there if you want to use it. And then here for apartments, you know, honestly, you want to maximize the space on your wall as much as you can. So I have these little hangers here. I just put my coats, jackets, things that I wear outside that I don't want to contaminate my main living area that are still like kind of dirty. So I like to keep them here. And then just some things here. That's my clinical bag, and I need to get rid of this stuff here. But yeah, so vacuum cleaner, and I have a paper shredder here from Amazon. Definitely need one of these to like shred your sensitive data. I did forget to mention these little twinkly lights. I got them from Amazon too. They are so cute. It just gives a really nice like fairy, like, you know, really nice cozy vibe. And all of this faux like flower leaf, this is actually from my wedding, and I just thought to repurpose it here, and I think it looks nice. And just some like decor here. Is like an article my grandfather wrote back in the day, and yeah, things like that. As you can see immediately, there's like a lot of this faux leaf hanging around, and I just love to look at it. Maybe some people are like, this is a little too much, Lily, but I love it. I think it looks really nice. It makes me feel like I'm just not like stuck in a small little space, right? It makes me feel like there's a lot more going on here, and I like just have a little decor here. Yeah, so I like it a lot. And then in terms of my bathroom, not much has changed. I still have the eucalyptus over there. I highly recommend getting these. This is from not Costco, sorry, from Trader Joe's, and this actually is such a good deal. One bunch is like $3.99. I think I have two bunches here, so it's $8. But I have had these leaves since January 2026 when I came back from break, and it's currently mid-April. Is it mid-April? No, it's like April, early April. So it's been like more than 4 months now. It's still great. And the reason, because obviously when you shower, there's steam, there's water, so it kind of like it keeps it a little big and nice and plump, whereas the exact same ones I have outside in the living room, which I will show you, they are actually very shriveled up. So I think the water definitely helps, and the steam helps keep it like that. And I think it looks great. It smells great. This is just like a little caddy from Target. If your shower doesn't have anything, you know, obviously on the side, these things are really great. They're so affordable. This is like, I think $15, and that was like $5 up there. And honestly, that's all I need. Really simple. I don't have too much going on here. I like to keep it clean and simple. And then I added, of course, like the leaves up here. Again, like I said, I really love these leaves. Just a little funny little sloth there, and then little decor here, and then my little sign there. But yeah, these are real peonies. My husband got these for me when it was Valentine's this year, and I wanted to preserve them. It's a pretty good way if you want to keep your flowers, like, you know, intact, or you don't want them to throw them away. You can dry them upside down, and then you can have them forever, or for a very long time. So I keep them here. One thing I will say I really like about some of the things I use here, this is a closet. I just store random stuff in here, luggages and stuff, but I really like this shoe thing. I highly recommend you getting it if you are also short on space like myself. This is really good to hang on the other side of your closet door. Like, you know, you don't see it, but when you need it, you have so many shoes available to wear. It's just very neatly tucked because, of course, I have my shoe rack here, but I love shoes. It's very affordable. This is off Amazon also. I think it was like less than $20. Might have been $10, $15. There's a bunch of these types, and it works really well. You just hang it over the top like that. And then for this closet, I also have one. This one is like my food pantry. Pardon like the mess in here, but this is my food pantry, and I really like this because I keep like my towels, like canned towels here, some of my like lotions, tissue paper, like sanitizing wipes, and like bounce, you know, sheets, all of that stuff. This works really well. You could put in here whatever you want. There's also like these side pockets. I just keep some tissues on here, but any extra stuff you have that you don't really have space to store, this is awesome. I really like it. And then moving on to here, this is actually my laundry unit. When I was looking for an apartment, a must-have for me was a laundry unit, just because I just have it open to let it dry, but I wash my clothes so much. I'm a little bit of an OCD person, so I don't like sharing laundry with anyone. So the fact that there's an in-unit laundry machine was a must, and I really appreciate that. Here, this little thing is also great. As you can see, there's probably a theme here, right? I have a lot of these over the door kind of hanging units, and this one works really well for like just things I have, like my mail, my volunteer stuff, to do, meds, and all that stuff. So this works really well for like if you want to grab and have something like visible so you don't forget, just have paper stored somewhere, whatever. This works great. And then coming here, just have my fridge, and then yeah, it's the bed. So like I said, this is a studio unit. It's, you know, not extremely spacious, but for me, for a single person, I think it works really, really well. I just have more decor here of the leaves, kind of that common theme. And then this is a queen size bed. I have here my little air purifier, and I have a little, like, I guess side stand here. And I have just like, these are real plants. This is like a little cactus, and I don't know what that one's called, but I love plants. And so I just thought to decorate it with something like that. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I have really been loving these automatic soap dispensers I got. These were 2 for $30 when I bought it. And they charge by USB-C. So you just put your hands underneath. Yeah, and then you are able to get your soap so you don't have to touch anything. I highly recommend these. They look really clean. I love that they're white, they're sleek, they're so affordable. If you're still using those disposable ones, definitely get one of these. It's cheaper long term, and it's more environmentally friendly. You could just buy the refill soap on like Amazon. It's such a good price. And then I just have here these. I really do like this thing too here. This I talked about in the initial video. It's kind of like a drying rack. Apparently they make these for like your dishes as well now, but this is just specifically for my soap, dish soap, and for my lotion. So that works well. And this is great too. This like little thing here. I mean, I don't know if it's the most aesthetic, but it works really well because I don't want my sponge to touch anything. So having it like just kind of levitated here or hanging here, and having this like the floor mop, it like works really well. These are great. So if you have a small space like me, I highly recommend getting these things. They're just adhesive, so when you move, you're not like drilling anything in. It's really good for like rentals. You can hang all your like boards here. I also do have one here for like my mitts and stuff. I think they work really, really well. And additionally, I do have another one here for like my paper towel. It's also adhesive, and it's out of the way, so it's not cluttering my, like, you know, obviously kind of small kitchen area. It is a 5-burner stove. No, 5. No, it's 4. Sorry, it's a 4-burner stove. This is like just not a stove there, but I think it's a pretty good space. There is a dishwasher. I definitely need a dishwasher. There's a stove. So honestly, this is all I really need. And then on the side here, I have all my little plants. It's like a little nook here. When I moved, I wasn't sure what I wanted to use this area for, but I got this off Amazon. As you can see, there's a theme. Like a lot of my furniture, I guess, per se, they're all like this color. It's all from Amazon, seriously. And it's so cheap. I put my plants here. And then I have like my little plant shelf here as well. And I don't have any pets here. Obviously, I live by myself. So, and it's also really busy going to nursing school. So I wanted to have some friends, and my friends are these plants here. So yeah, they're what keeps me company, and I've had them since I moved in. So I've been trying to take good care of them. Now, if you recall, when I did my last video, I had here a circular round table that was glass. That table, it looked beautiful, and it could seat 2 people, which is great if I had like, you know, my husband over or friends. I don't really have friends coming over, but like my mom, if she wanted to come over, or my dad. But the thing is, it was so uncomfortable to work on, to like do my homework, to study. So I had to actually get rid of that table, and I got this one. And this works really well. So for people who are like students, working professionals, if you need a desk, I honestly have to say that there's no substitute for the desk. This is really, really good because it actually is a standing desk. And I think if you want to get a desk, I highly recommend getting a standing desk, unless you know for sure, you know, it hurts if you stand for too long, or, you know, you just know that it's not for you. But for me, I get really tired sitting in the same location. So having a desk that can, you know, essentially become higher, more elevated, I can stand, I can sit. It gives me that sort of versatility that I really appreciate. And it's a little unattractive because of like the cords and everything. I can't really do anything about that. This is from Amazon. So I should have gone a different color, honestly, because now everything looks the same. But this was like the least expensive option, this colorway. So I just chose it because obviously I'm not going to keep it when I'm leaving. But you know, it works really well for what I need. So I do recommend this. I also really love this carpet that I got. I mean, this rug, this area rug. I think that if you're in a small space, if you're in a small space, it's important to make your space look bigger. So I think the first thing is if you have taller ceilings, that helps a lot. If you have a white background, it helps make it very airy. And if you have like colorway, like you have something to separate your living area from your dining area, I think that helps a little bit too. And it just gives a little bit more dimension to your place, right? So I'm sorry, I know the colors don't match right now between my rug and my bed, but let's just ignore that fact right now. So I really do love this desk. I also highly recommend these two little end tables, I think that's what you call them. Just backing up so you can see a little bit. These are amazing. I think each one of this was like $55. It's also basically the same exact material as that the front shoe like storage place, as my like same as the plant one, the plant shelf, the desk. They're all the same material. Same color, same style, and they were all from Amazon. It's honestly not the best quality, but for what I need, it's really good short term. And I think that even for like a couple years, even a good 5 years, this would be perfectly fine as long as you don't like ding it, you don't like hit it. Like it works perfectly fine, right? It's just there for housing your stuff and for decor. And so it has the two drawers. It has a little space here. And then what I love about this, the reason I got these two specifically is because I really like warm lighting, and this provides the warm light. It also has 3 different settings. So this is the one I always use. Then there's this really bright one, which I never use. This one I rarely use, but it would be my second to go. But I love this warm lighting. I know it's a little hard to see, but the lighting is really good. So yeah, I highly recommend this also. The couch was like cheap. It was like, I think it's like $270 something, and it fits perfectly in the space. It's really comfortable in terms of like being firm, but the backing is not very comfortable. So that's why I have like a little pillow here, but I really can't complain for $280 from Amazon. So yeah, this is the couch that I just, use and sit on. And then what I also have here is like, again, the plant theme, right? I got these little twinkly lights. So I think that when you have like a bare wall, when you have like higher ceilings like this unit does, I think it would be really nice if you decorate it a little bit, give it a little dimension. And I love keeping these on. I know it's daytime right now, but I honestly keep this on all the time unless I'm not at home. And I just love the twinkle lights, the fairy lights. It just makes me really happy. It looks a little special. So I always keep these on. The unit came with these, not curtains, but shades. It came with these shades. So thank goodness I didn't have to buy any shades. I actually do appreciate this a lot because they do protect from the really hot UV from the sun during the summer. So this is really nice. And then what else? Oh yeah, so this little thing here. This thing here, I actually got off Amazon also. Believe it or not, it was like $15. I was trying to minimize the cost of things, and because I knew that I wasn't going to bring it back home, right, to Cali. So this is just like a little table thing. So when my husband comes, he works over there at the desk, and I kind of work here or downstairs or wherever I find a spot. But yeah, this is kind of nice to like, you can keep your laptop on here and you can work. It's not the most stable, but for $15, it's honestly lasted me pretty well. It's done a pretty good job. And I think that I'll just continue using it until I'm done with school end of year. And I just keep it here. And it's great for putting your iPad on if you wanted to sit on the couch and watch something. Just these little things. Like, again, not the best quality, but they do their job for the amount of time that I need. This chair was also from, was this chair from Amazon or Wayfair? It's from one of them. I think it's a great chair. I think that if you need to get a chair, you should get one obviously with ergonomic support. So this one does. And it's really comfortable. Sorry, I'm just sitting on it and just testing it again. It's really comfortable. The problem with my chair was that it did not come with a headrest, but this thing actually comes out. So it's actually came like this, and I had to go and purchase this separately on Amazon. So my recommendation for you is to literally just get a chair with the headrest. I don't know why I decided I didn't need a headrest, but I do need a headrest. It didn't have one, so I got one with the, I just got the headrest, and it's so annoying because it falls all the time. It's like, it doesn't look good at all, but it gets the job done. So I'm just gonna roll with it for now. And then I highly recommend these little things. These I got from Amazon. They're also really inexpensive. They're really good for like if you're working and you want to like put your arm. Do you see that? Like, at least for me, this table is kind of hard and it always like makes my elbows like kind of hurt. So I like to put my elbows on these when I'm like working, and just gives a lot of cushion and feels a lot better. So I like that a lot. Otherwise, yeah, this is just a queen bed. I recommend getting mattresses from Costco. I got this from Costco. It's a really good price. The frame is literally just from Amazon. I do like it. I think that it's really simple. I don't have a headboard, obviously, but I think it's fine. It works well for what I need. And then what else? Oh yeah, so I highly recommend, you know, obviously if you're going to school or something, getting something like this, like a little board, so you can like stay organized. For me personally, organization is really important because I have so many things to do and I need to know what I need to do and get done for every single day. So this puts things into perspective, and it also, you know, it's like kind of like a nice decor as well, right? So it's really good. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire apartment tour. Now I'm just gonna come and turn this camera the other way so I can talk a little bit about what I like, what I didn't like, what I recommend this place, all that good stuff. So just give me a second here. All right, folks. So now that we've gone through the tour, I wanted to just give you like sort of my thoughts on, and let me adjust this. I think it's a little lopsided. Yeah, okay. I wanted to give you my thoughts on what I think about living in a small space like this. I think what I said in my last video, in my first video about the apartment tour, is still very valid. The fact that, you know, it is a small space. So one of the things that still bother me a lot is the fact that when I cook, everything smells, like even my sheets smell, and that's really not the best, you know, thing, because I'm actually sensitive to smell. I don't like my sheets smelling like food. I love eating food, but I don't want everything to smell like food. So I do keep the windows open, and I think that's, you know, one thing you could do to like, you know, use the fan, keep the windows open. If you're cooking, especially like if you're cooking something with a lot of oil, that smell is going to permeate everywhere. That's the biggest con, honestly, I have. Everything else actually isn't that big of a deal. I do live here by myself, and I will continue living here throughout the end of this year for school purposes. And it's actually really nice. The fact that everything is so close, because it's such a small space, you can't really buy too much. So if you like to buy things, it's actually good that you know, you're not spending money buying things, because there's only so much you could put in this space. At the same time, getting from the kitchen to the bed is really close, obviously. I don't have to walk too far. It's only a couple steps away, and then I can get what I need. For the amount of space I have, it's actually enough for one person. Now, if it was two people living in a studio, I don't recommend it. Unless it's like, you know, you have a really small child, or if you have a pet or something, that's doable. But I feel like for two grown people living in the studio, it will be very difficult to maneuver around, just because you have very limited space, and then you can't both be like on your computer. So it's really ideal just for one person. My husband had helped me lay out this place. We have the bed here, and then I have my small desk here, and the couch. It actually isn't that bad. It doesn't feel claustrophobic to me, honestly. And I think that one of the bigger reasons, again, like I mentioned, is that you need, if you find a space with like big windows like the ones here, and you have a high ceiling, and you have like a white sort of like background, it makes it really bright. It makes it very like airy, and like it makes it seem like it gives the illusion that there's a little bigger space than there actually is. I do recommend getting a studio if you're only going to be in a place for a short amount of time, just because you know, you don't have to worry about, oh, filling out a space. Because what I also don't like is if I had a bigger space and I have to find things to fill it out so it doesn't look so empty. I like a place when it's like homey and cozy, even if it's for a short period of time. Like for myself, I think I rented this for a total of 17 months. I still want the place to be like cozy because you're gonna live there, right, for a little bit. In terms of anything that I regret, I think that the only thing I do regret a little bit here is really just the price point, because this is a new building, so the pricing is a little higher. It's also in Center City of Philadelphia. So the convenience, the ease, you're paying for that, right? And you're also paying for the amenities. We do have a gym here. We have a sauna. There's like red light therapy. There's group yoga classes. There's a pool. Like I think a lot of these high rises here in this area, they have all these amenities. So of course, when you have amenities, you're gonna pay for that. So it is a little bit, to me, honestly, it is a little bit pricey. But at the same time, you're paying for that convenience, right? So I'm like right across from a grocery store. It's not that far from school. I could walk if I really wanted to, even though it would take like 45 minutes, but there's like a subway station right near me. There's like bus stops right near me. And you could really get to anywhere. So I guess when you're looking for a place, you really want to kind of make sure, yes, check, like, obviously the first thing to check is the budget, right, within range of like, you know, what you want to pay for, but also the ease, because sometimes when you live closer to a place, you're paying more, but you're saving on time. And at the end of the day, time is such a luxury, right? Like it is what we are always, I feel like we never have enough of. So I think that when you're trying to find a place, kind of prioritize, take those into consideration. I think one of the things I would recommend for anyone who's looking to move into like a studio, like into a small space, whether it's a studio or a one bath apartment, is that I think Facebook Marketplace actually has some pretty good options. When I was looking, I just looked on like the websites for the apartment complexes. I didn't even think about Facebook Marketplace. But Facebook Marketplace, they have a lot of places that also look really nice. They're new. They're close to my school actually, and the price is like at least $500 less than what is being paid here. So that's also a good option. But I think that at the same time, there's like, you know, pros and cons to everything. Because this is an apartment unit, I think I really lucked out because the maintenance, the service, like their responsiveness is just phenomenal. They get things done for you within 24 to 48 hours. If it's like not on a major holiday or like a weekend, of course, they're just so responsive in fixing things for you. And I really appreciate that. I know that one of my friends in the program, she said her apartment complex, it takes forever to get a response from them. And they're like a brand new building too. So I do recommend, obviously, like do your research into like, you know, how are the reviews? What are people saying about the place before actually, you know, getting the place. Obviously, you want to go and take a look at it if you can. I did not get that chance because I was out of state when I booked and I didn't come to Philly. But I do think I lucked out because I did read all the different reviews about this place and I really liked it. And I do think that, yes, it's a little pricier, but I think that it gives me a sense of peace and comfort, and I'm able to do my best in this sort of environment. If my place was like very small or if like it was not bright, I feel like I myself would feel like uncomfortable, and if I'm uncomfortable, then I wouldn't be able to bring my best to the table when I'm going to school. So a lot of factors come into play. You know yourself best. I think that, you know, whatever works for you, you go with that. But of course, there's a lot of different things to kind of evaluate along the way, right? So yeah, was this worth it for me? I think yes. I think when I am done with this program, probably December this year, I will do a full review of this apartment complex. I just don't want to talk about it yet just because I'm living here and just for privacy concerns. But when I leave, I will definitely do a full review, show you sort of the amenities around here, tell you where the location is. So if you are interested in looking for an apartment in Philadelphia, Center City, this is a really, really good spot. Honestly, I do feel that because there's like an Asian market, there's like Western markets, there's just everything is so close, and I just do feel very fortunate about that. I hope that was a fun little video to do, just like kind of see an update here. Otherwise, I don't really have much left. If you have any questions about apartments, studio life, living alone, Philadelphia, things like that, feel free just to let me know. I will try my best to answer those questions. But otherwise, I hope you all are doing well, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Bye.